was praying to God this morning about the situations that we have going on in our country right now, the human-animal hybrids and pedophile satanic elite sex trafficking kids through the Virgin Islands. Got Bernie Sanders trying to raise our taxes and give everybody free health care. I got with me today Bill Hicks, who's also me. Bill, you're supposed to be dead. What are you doing here?
Sorry. I need to sound more like I'm underwater. Yeah, I'm just here rocking my brand new Chef Boyardee merchandise. It's not for sale, but you can buy pictures of me in it. That's about it. Yeah.
Dude, shout out to Chef Boyardee, man. By the way, this is episode number 26 of the Teddybears and Tentacles podcast. My name is Quinn, social media, and I have with me today Rick.
Rick, dude.
Yeah. I got Skinny Rick, and I got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about today. But before we do that, has anything cool happened this week or any such?
Got some new headphones that arrived today.
Cool. Same ones you're wearing now.
Yeah, same thing. But they're mine instead of yours.
Yeah.
Got some compression sleeves. That guy here today too, and a posture corrector.
Yeah.
Since I spend like all day on a computer working and then also playing video games when I get home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it?
Well, yeah. We're going to see some cool stuff tonight that we can't really talk about.
Well, we can say what we're going to though, right? We're going to
a film set.
Yeah, we're going to a film set today.
But we can't really talk about what's
in an undisclosed location.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that today. That's pretty exciting. Also,
very exciting.
Yeah. So what happened to me this week is pretty much not much. Sorry. Not a whole lot. Dude, I'm not even in this wide shot.
That's awkward. How do you work these things? Why is there 73 levers on these chairs?
I don't know, dude.
Oh, that's not it. Wait, I
gotta get like right up on the table. Okay. So,
now my thighs are in the table, so that's good.
Yeah, I did a what did I say? I've been playing.
This one does. What do you think this does?
So I've been playing some Warcraft, getting my stuff going. If you're a Warcraft 3 hater, then I don't know, dude. I really like the game. The competitive thing of it is now you're not in the shot. The competitive aspect of it has been pretty good. It seems balanced.
You've leveled up in everything except for like one class, right? Or is that wrong?
Yeah, race. I haven't gotten my 20-win icon on like one race. But I'm only playing competitive, dude. So if you got something to complain about, then you're just a
winner.
Casual. And so now you can edit in, the thug life. Yeah. I'll send that to you to put that in.
I really wish we could get the No,
dude, I want the thug life with the,
Can we get a soundboard? If I get a soundboard, can we use it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I've been doing that. Callie's Valentine's gift still hasn't came in. It was supposed to come in by Valentine's Day. Today I got a notification, which today's not Valentine's Day anymore. Today I got a notification saying that it was going to be delivered in Flint, Texas, so not where I live. And so, Yeah, we're gonna, I guess, start this process over. It was a item that I had made, and it took 2 to 4 weeks to make it. And somebody in Flint, Texas, now has a very customized item.
I mean, we could just sue
for
them.
my girlfriend. I'm not gonna sue anybody, dude. I'm not into that. Not right now, you know. So,
I mean, you know, got a sous chef. We could get it. We could get it rolling.
So, talk to me about why you're wearing this.
This
Custom Chef Boyardee merch.
Oh, so if you follow me on Twitter, well, first of all, if you don't, what you doing? You know? But second, if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen that I tweeted at Chef Boyardee asking them about merch, and they said that they don't have any, but there's third-party merch. And so I was like, well, I'm going to just make some then if they don't have any. So this is the prototype. This is just a prototype to like make sure that it works.
Yeah.
But I'll have like a real one hopefully by the next time we're on here.
Dang. All right.
And
well, cool.
so this is for you, Chef Boyardee.
Yeah. So we're going to tweet this video at Chef Boyardee. Chef
We'll have
Boyardee.
to do that.
Subscribe to our podcast at Teddybears and Tentacles.
Yes.
Also, if you're listening to this right now, go rate us on iTunes.
Yes. Also, if you're listening and you're not subscribed or following,
Yeah.
also, what you doing?
Yeah, you're already listening for free. You owe us at least a click.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
also, it's not that many notifications. It's 4 episodes a month.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So subscribe, like us. You know, tell your friends, listen, I'm going to say this, and this is kind of a humble
Make
brag.
creepy fan art and tweet it at us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This is a humble brag. So, you know, I am aware of the fact that our podcast production is, you know, high quality podcast. So, what we're missing in this equation is people telling their friends and sharing this and all that stuff. I believe that we have the ability to get up there and to be able to be reimbursed for the time that we put into this stuff. You know, right now, basically, if I'm being honest, my job is pretty much full-time podcasting. So we're running 5 podcasts out of here on a weekly basis, and it would be great to see some of that stuff start to kind of catch fire and get popular, you know.
And I don't make any money doing this.
Yeah.
In fact, I do the opposite.
Yeah, he loses money doing
I lose money doing this. So at least, you know, give me some, you know, numbers on a screen.
Yeah, hit
an
us up
abstract
on
concept to enjoy.
You can donate to us on Venmo, you know, whatever.
We
might start a Patreon at some point.
GoFundMe. You can help me by helping my friend. I have a GoFundMe trying to raise money to get him a computer because he's a lonely boy and can't hang out and play video games because he doesn't have a computer. So
yeah, and also take all the money that you would donate to that and send it to my Venmo.
But also not, because we had $5 and then we had 0. So somehow we lost $5.
The donor needed that 5 back. So
I mean, it's really not that much. Like if you gave like $1, that's still $1 that we don't have.
Yeah. But also, you know, so support Walter being a lazy teenager if you want.
Yes.
He, you know, but also don't feel too bad because he's got a dune buggy and stuff like that. And so part of it is his own fault if he's bored at home. So, shout out to Walter. And, so
shout
please
out to Walter.
Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff with the podcast. And so I don't know if you had the chance at all to look at the tabs that I have pulled up.
No.
But I have a specific thing that I want to talk about today.
There's a few things here. So what do you want me to go to first?
Stay on this.
Stay on this.
There's a few things that I wanted to talk about this week, and all of them are pretty much the same thing. But there's a specific reason why we're doing this particular episode today. So a few episodes back, I want to say 3 or something like that, maybe 4 episodes, we did an episode on the conflict in Iran. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so we did that, and within that video, I got into a little argument in the comments with someone, and I accidentally like removed their comments, and then whenever I put them back, it just never repopulated. So if you go to look at those comments,
When we were disputing with that person in the
if you go to look at those comments, I did not delete that person's comments. I removed visibility from it on accident, and then whenever I put it back, for some reason it just never populated it back. So also, if you're that guy and you're watching this, I didn't ban your comments.
We just didn't know
anything
what we
like
were
that.
doing.
So but the reason I'm talking about that right now is today I want to talk about the misinformation that is spreading through the general population's TV screens through mass media news outlets such as CNN, Fox News, ABC, MSNBC, all of those different things. And the reason that is relevant right now is because we had the assassination of Qasem Soleimani, which, if you remember, which most people might, sparked this huge outrage from the left, pointing at President Trump, and from the right, kind of defending him, as well as it incited some fear within a lot of people that World War III was going to start. All this other stuff was going to happen. You had a couple little missile strikes go back and forth, and the reason that I say that is because this chaos at the Iowa caucus Democratic convention and the Kobe Bryant death literally disseminated this entire
conflict.
And the media chose.
At least we aren't talking about it.
Who's not talking about us or the news in general?
The news. I'm saying saying it's not gone. We're just not talking about it.
Yes, but that is what this episode is about. The things that our media is not sharing with us that is happening on a regular basis. We've had multiple situations basically where this stuff, has happened within the last 12 months. So you had the assassination / suicide of Jeffrey Epstein got covered up by the release of a chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
That is correct.
And then the resurgence of that through memes. That whole thing started back with the Epstein thing. You had the caravan coming from South America that was a huge issue, both in politics and just sort of a bit of a worry in general. Nobody knew what was going to happen, and that thing kind of just disappeared completely. And then, you had the whole Iran conflict and just other situations that were covered up by media coverage of Russiagate and, just all of these other weird misinformation campaigns that, more or less the media has put out within the last year. In my opinion, it is to distract the general population from what's actually going on, because realistically, nobody should be watching these DNC debates and coming with the result being in their minds that this merits long-term media coverage or any actual conversation sustainability. I was watching the Las Vegas one last night, dude, and there was one point where everybody was just basically proving to one another and arguing with one another about who was more racist.
Good. So excellent. I'm glad this is how we spend our time.
Dude, it just completely blows my mind. And, we're in 2020 and it's election year, and this is the stuff that we're having to see. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't. It doesn't look good. This year doesn't look good. It's not. I don't see Democrat candidates that, honestly are even worth spending time talking about. And the left is just trying to get Trump out of there. And I'm not a Trump supporter, and like, I would consider myself a libertarian or maybe a little center left, but dude, it's too much, man. It's February. We're pulling out candidates from nowhere, hedge fund managers, all this stuff. And everybody is just still trying to get Trump out of there for.
Dude, imagine your goal being not a good president, just not Trump. Imagine that.
Yeah. And it's.
And that's where we're at. Is everyone so
Right.
obsessed with getting Trump out?
Yeah.
That it's like, imagine if we just did a good job instead.
And most of the people that are against him that I talk to in person, I can't get a legitimate reason as to why he should be. He's not presidential, or they don't like the attitude that he develops within his supporters. But those aren't hit. That's not him. That's not him. Those aren't a representation of him. That's not. But this is the thing, dude. Saying that he's not presidential, like, you could look at the last 4 presidents, and I mean, let's go. Bill Clinton, having sex with an intern, also riding on a pedophile sex trafficker's plane 20-something times.
Yep.
Is that presidential?
Dude, I don't know.
Is that presidential?
Is it like
No. George Bush, Dick Cheney, start a war in the Middle East.
Exactly.
Open contracting, selling of weapons and stuff, and created a war that we're going to be in for the next probably 50 years. Is that presidential?
For money.
Not presidential, right?
No.
What about Barack Obama? Starting Obamacare, opening private insurance companies to be able to give these great premiums. I make less than $35,000 a year, and my premium, if I wanted insurance right now, $300 a month. Is that presidential?
No.
All of these guys also did some great things, but I just don't think that you can look at a president and go, he's not why is he not presidential? Because he talks like a normal person?
It's funny because that's like what it is.
I don't get it.
He just talks like regular.
He talks like a normal dude.
He doesn't talk like fancy.
He talks like watch The Apprentice. That's how he talks. And so why is everybody expecting something different?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go as far to say as I like him, because there's a lot of people who immediately when you say that freak out, but like also there's some good stuff happening,
Sure. I'm just tired of the conversation being based around.
I mean, my thing
nothing.
is like, dude, like, if you're there are more people I talk to who dislike Trump and they can't give me a reason other than like, dude, if I had $1 for every time someone told me they didn't like Trump because he was racist, I'd have so many. I'd be in the 1%, bro.
Yeah. Well,
and my thing is like, what? Yeah. Like, where do we see that at?
Dude, I don't know, man. I think you would be hard pressed to find contextual video or audio that would point to that. You could definitely find some clips and stuff that make it sound like that. Now, would I put it past him in private making some racist comments, stuff like that? No, I wouldn't put it past him.
But that's so many people in that freaking.
Yeah. Hey, here's the deal. You want Trump out of office? Let me look at the camera. You want Trump out of office? Present the public with another candidate that's worth voting for. That's how you get Trump out of office. You don't have someone who lied to get into college by saying that she's a Native American that's not the candidate. You know, you don't have hedge fund managers that we don't really know who they work for. That's not who you get in office. You don't have senators that, for whatever reason, have some level of memory loss that presents the Obama administration like it was his own. That's not the right candidate. Joe Biden last night, dude, the whole time. During my administration, you're the vice president. It's called Obamacare, not Obama and Biden conglomeration care. I like Bernie, dude. I do like Bernie. You know, and he's the only one that kept us cool last night. He really is. I like Yang, but also not presidential. Okay, and the reason that I'm saying, if you're going by presidential, Andrew Yang, after the Shane Gillis thing, he made the Asian remark on his podcast that he probably thought nobody was ever going to hear. Andrew Yang, posted that some action should be taken. That's not presidential. If you're the president, you're going to have at least half the country talking crap about you. So if you can't handle that, that's also not presidential. So I'm a little bit tired of it. I'm tired of the media squandering actual news for conversations revolving around the stuff that we just had. 20 minutes of the DNC Las Vegas debate. Everybody looking at Mike Bloomberg trying to, say stuff, dissect the stop and frisk thing. And, it was too much, man. So, go out and vote, Write in Jeffrey Epstein.
Dude,
he's probably still alive somewhere. Write in Nader. He's as old as Bernie is. We shouldn't even be willing, as the general population, to put up with this kind of stuff going through the public airwaves. Everybody should be outraged.
What we're doing.
Everybody should be outraged. So, this is what we're going to do today. I want to talk about the history of some of these media companies, and I'm not here to bash any of them in particular. I'm here to bash all of them. Okay?
Okay.
So, we're going to start off with what we're talking about here mostly is the news that you see on your television. Now, is that the only media out there? No. But it just so happens to be what we're talking about on this thing. You still have all of these different news article websites like the Washington Post and New York Times and, the newspaper proxies, if you will.
Digital newspaper.
Yeah, digital newspapers. So, we're going to start with...
Because trees.
Yeah, we're going to start with the conglomerations that own these things. And I want to talk about it because whenever you hear these companies, you don't think of these companies owning such politically biased companies and people, but they do. So AT&T. Holdings include Warner Media. So Warner Media is CNN, the CW, a joint venture with CBS. So those are the news stations that they own. Very left-wing news stations. HBO, Cinemax, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, HLN, NBA, TV, TBS, TNT, True TV, Turner Classic Movies, AT&T Sportsnet, Audience, Other Media, Warner Brothers Pictures, Castle Rock, DC Comics, Warner Brothers, Interactive Entertainment, New Line Cinema, DirecTV, Uverse, other channels, AT&T Mobility, and Cricket Wireless. It's a lot of stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Would you have thought that AT&T owns all that?
No.
Okay. So we'll keep going.
I do know a lot of this next one, actually. but I didn't know that first one.
This one is potentially the one that affects us the most because it's the internet that we get where we live. So this is Comcast, NBC Universal, NBC, Telemundo, Universal's Pictures, Illumination Entertainment, Focus Features, DreamWorks Animation, 26 television stations in the United States and cable networks, USA Network, Bravo, CNBC, MSNBC, Sci-Fi, NBC-SN, Golf Channel, E, NBC Sports, and then part of the Philadelphia Flyers and some other stuff. So, again, some of the more center left-wing media outlets, but, left-wing media outlets nonetheless. Okay, here's the big one. The Walt Disney Company, ABC Television Network, cable networks ESPN, the Disney Channel, Disney XD, Freeform, FX, FXX, FX Movie Channel, National Geographic, Nat Geo Wild, History, A&E, Lifetime, approximately 30 radio stations, music, video game, book publishing companies, production companies, Blue Sky Studios, 20th Century Fox, Fox, Searchlight Pictures, Touchstone, Marvel Entertainment, Lucasfilm, Walt Disney Pictures, Pixar, Animation Studios, and mobile app developer Disney, blah, 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 blah. Disney, the fact that Disney owns ESPN is a big deal. I'm not sure if you realize that because ESPN covers all sports. ESPN, they also own the company that basically owns esports. So Disney pretty much owns esports as well. And then you have Viacom. Viacom is another pretty big one. CBS Television Network, the CW, a joint venture with Warner Media, Cable Network, CBS Sports Network, Showtime, Pop, 30 television stations, Intercom, owner of hundreds of radio stations, CBS Television Studios, book publisher, Simon & Schuster, MTV, Nickelodeon, Nick at Night, TV Land, VH1, BET, CMT, Comedy Central, Logo TV, Paramount Network, Paramount Pictures, Paramount Home Media Distribution Company. And then Fox Corporation only owns Fox stuff, which is good, which is kind of what you want, I would think. So there used to be media and regulations on who could own, different media. So if you click to one tab to your left, so right here it says the Telecommunications Act of 1996 brought significant changes to the radio and television industries. It dropped the limit on the number of radio stations, 40, and television stations, 12, a single company could own. It also allowed networks to purchase large numbers of cable stations. In essence, it reduced competition and increased the number of conglomerates. Some critics, such as Common Cause, argue that the act also raised cable prices and made it easier for companies to neglect the public interest obligations. So you used to have regulations on it where individuals could not own basically as much as they wanted with your media. And now they can do that.
Correct.
So before we move on, do you have anything that you want to say regarding any of that stuff?
No. I knew all the Comcast stuff because I was looking into that. Probably it was like 4 years ago. I was looking up all the stuff that Comcast owns because I was like, why is there nothing else? Yeah. Why do we have to put up with Comcast?
There's a few,
and it's just because they are the thing.
Yeah,
like it's just them.
There's a few other companies out there. So like Louisiana has its own thing, but for the most part, Comcast, Xfinity, it's only Comcast.
Yeah.
There used to be a few different ones that you could choose pretty much everywhere, but now here at least it is.
And Comcast is the worst.
I actually haven't had an issue with them since we moved into our new place, but I haven't tried to upload anything yet either. So we will continue to move forward. So go back to the tab on the right.
Yep.
So I do want to go over real quick some of the individual owners that own some of those different websites and stuff like that, like we were talking about earlier. So Advanced Publications, family of S.I. Newhouse, they own American City Business Journals, 20 national magazines, and a chain of newspapers. They own Charter, Spectrum News, Spectrum Sports. Byron Allen owns Entertainment Studios, Channel Space of the Weather Channel, and Stakes' regional sports networks, and Diamond Sports, Marquee Sports, and Yes Network. Alphabet, which this is the big one. They own Google. They own YouTube, of course, Android operating systems, Blogger, Gmail services, and basically, you know, if we're getting down to it, pretty much every thing on your phone that's not Apple. If you and probably also if it's on your phone and you have an Apple and it's not an Apple developed product, it's probably Alphabet. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, Amazon.com, and now Whole Foods.
Yep.
So if you have a Prime membership, you can get
food.
Prime
it's actually really, really good discounts. I use it all the time.
Go to wholefoods.com/TBAT podcast to get 30% off your Whole Foods purchase.
And if it's not working, then it's definitely not us.
It's their fault.
It's their because it's not us.
Yeah, and then so then you have Columbia Media, who owns Westwood One, Jones Radio Networks, and a few other things. Some of ABC stuff and some football stuff. Discovery owns the Discovery Channel and all the stuff that your mom watches, like TLC, HGTV, Food Network, Animal Planet. So yeah, those are the main ones. You know, Howard Stern owns, but you know, most of Sirius. But yeah, so those are the big ones that aren't, you know, conglomerates, if you will. So we want to start and talk about some of the history behind some of these things, particularly when they started and what they started with. Now, we'll tell you that some of the older ones, such as ABC and CBS and NBC, the date on those are actually pretty sketchy, to be honest with you, when they started. Some of them started radio broadcasting as early as in the 20s. But like ABC, for instance, at one point had a channel that they were running news on full time, and then for years they stopped and then they started back. And so the dates are not actually extremely clear. And then coincidentally, some of the more popular ones now actually have been basically invented within the last 35 years. So we're going to get into some of that stuff. So go to the second tab. So the second tab, that one. The second tab, we want to start. Go ahead and click it. We'll start off by talking about CNN, cable news network. This was, it's an American news-based play television channel owned by AT&T's Warner Media. CNN was founded in 1980 by American media proprietor Ted Turner as a 24-hour cable news channel. And upon its launch in 1980, it was the first channel to provide 24-hour news coverage and the first all-news channel in the United States.
It's a lot of news.
Yep, it is a lot of news. And so there is a CNN, big CNN office in Atlanta. I don't know if you've ever been there. You've been in there?
Never been inside, but I've seen the outside.
Last time we were there, we were going to go in it and see if we could get like a tour or something, but we never got the chance to. And so as of September 2018, CNN has 90.1 million television households as subscribers. So basically it's saying that a little under a third of the country watches CNN. 97.7 of the households with cable in the United States. I don't believe that. In 2019, CNN... Okay. What's considered a subscription? Is it you have cable?
I don't know.
Dude, this thing is saying that in 2018, 99.7% of the households with cable in the United States got their news from CNN.
That sounds like a lot. Lot of
So not
bull
true.
crap.
Yeah, excuse us, we're on Wikipedia. So apparently take the rest of this CNN part with a grain of salt. So, see, dude, this is why even the companies that report on these news companies, this crap right here is okay, 90.1 million television households as subscribers. In 2019, CNN ranked third in viewership among cable news networks, behind rival Fox News and MSNBC, averaging 972,000 viewers. What happened to the 90.1 million?
I don't know, dude.
CNN ranks 14th among basic cable networks. And so go to YouTube for me real quick.
Yep. The one that's pulled up or a different one?
It doesn't matter. Type in hot ones.
That's it?
Yeah, sure. All right, now let's pick the one with the person that we know the least.
I know all of these people.
Here we go. This is good. JJ Watt and Jimmy get their feelings hurt while eating spicy ones with. So this is Jimmy Fallon and JJ Watt. 1.5 million views on this one YouTube video. This one YouTube video did 100% or 50% more viewership than CNN gets on a yearly average.
It doesn't sound right.
So let's go ahead and go back. Go to back to CNN. Yeah. So actually, we'll just go to the next one. They're in 212 countries and territories. So go ahead and go to the next one. So we are not covering Al Jazeera or any of the other ones.
We're talking about stuff here.
Talking about stuff here, which there is Al Jazeera America, which Al Jazeera America is actually a left-leaning thing because it says America in it.
Because it says America in it.
So next we have ABC, American Broadcasting Company. It's a television network that started in 1948 to the present.
Okay.
So this is where I was saying some of these dates get a little confusing. So if you look at it, it says type television network. There's basically two dates, one for radio, one for television. But the issue with that is that the relevance sort of changes. So if they're running television and radio at the same time, and they don't have, they're not, basically, if they're not running the same content, it's just a lot more, airwaves and different forms of media getting out there by the same company. So let's go ahead and click this. Founded in 1943. So it's owned by Disney. It's located across from the Walt Disney Studios. They launched their radio network in 1943, serving as a successor to the NBC Blue Network, which had been purchased by Edward Noble. It extended its operations to television in 1948, following in the footsteps of established broadcast networks such as CBS and NBC. In the mid-1950s, ABC merged with United Paramount Theaters, a chain of movie theaters that formerly operated as a subsidiary of Paramount Pictures. Leonard Goldenson, who had heard of UPT, made the decision. So it doesn't really matter. Basically, This one, ABC is one of the ones that have been around for a really long time, in both radio as well as television. What I find interesting about all of these almost is that they're all owned by networks that are studio film networks.
Yeah.
Do you find that weird?
Like it's not news companies. It's like shows.
Yeah.
And
like companies that also own mostly actors. Do you get what I'm saying?
companies that also make
So it's companies.
Shrek.
Well, no, I mean the point that I'm making is it's companies that like the primary thing that they make is fake stuff.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
They specialize in it.
So let's go to the next one. CBS, I think, is next. How long have we been going for?
About 40 minutes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the next one.
All right, CBS.
Okay. CBS, an initialism of the name's network's former name, Columbia Broadcasting. Oh, hang on a second. I did want to say this about ABC. ABC actually, Google this while I'm going. Google Australian Broadcasting Network as I'm looking. Well, I can't actually do both at the same time. So
I can spell.
just look, it's right there.
What?
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah. Go back to do history. Just click that.
Click what? I don't see.
Australian Broadcast Corporation. So, for the service launched in 1955, the ABC Television, ABC Australia redirects here. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC, is Australia's national broadcasting. Founding in 1929, it is principally funded by the direct grants from the Australian government, but is expressly independent of government and partisan politics. The ABC plays a leading role in journalistic independence and is fundamental on the history of the broadcasting in Australia, modeled by the BBC in the United Kingdom, blah, blah, blah. So I want to say that somewhere there is some tie to this and ABC that we have here. So go back to CBS.
This.
Okay. It's an American English language commercial broadcast television and radio network that is flagship property of the CBS Entertainment Group division, Viacom. CBS, sometime referred to as the I Network, in reference to the company's trademark symbol in use since 1951. It has also been called the Tiffany Network, alluding to the perceived high quality of CBS programming during the tenure of William S. Paley. It can also refer to some of the CBS first demonstrations of color television where they held in a former Tiffany & Co. building in New York City in 1950. So it's purchased by Paley in 1928 and renamed Columbia Broadcast System. Under Paley's guidance, CBS would first become one of the largest radio networks in the United States and eventually one of the big three American broadcast news television networks. So again, this is one of those ones that the dates get kind of iffy on it because they kind of go in and out of
being in production.
Yeah. So
what a weird thing to like be doing it and then not and then doing it and then not.
Well,
I mean, I get it. But also,
I don't know, dude. It's one of those things to where like if you wait enough time, people kind of forget about it, you know? And it's like, it sounds really stupid, but like, I don't know, dude. Like, for instance, I do some work for another church sometimes who has made the decision to change their ministry name, their graphic, and stuff like that. And it's like, sure, you know? But like, the motivation behind that is like, hey, let's start fresh and, you know, we can give it another shot and try and do stuff better this time.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, that is, similar kind of thing. I mean, CBS didn't change their name, but whatever. Let's go to MSNBC.
MSNBC.
So this one I found to be kind of interesting. From what I understand, Bill Gates owns 50% of this. What?
Like stonks?
Yeah.
Dang,
So
dude, that's a lot of
it was
stonks.
their first newsroom was like a $200 million newsroom, dude. Could you imagine that? Imagine a $200 million newsroom.
I'm having a hard time imagining $2 million.
Well, dude, I don't know. Whenever I think of stuff like that, it's like, where does that number come from? Like, seriously, you know what I mean?
Like 2 million seems like so much.
2 million, we could make
Dude,
the best newsroom in Savannah, at least.
dude.
I think. Look, the most that you're spending money on is the actual cameras themselves.
Where's that 200 million?
Studio cameras.
How did you manage to spend 200 million?
You could get studio cameras for like $35,000 each. So let's say we get 5 of them. That's $150,000.
Not even want to make a dent, bro.
So, the reason that I thought that this one was pretty cool is because they're one of the younger ones. So scroll down. So I think this started in like 2008. It is kind of like a subsidiary of NBC itself, but it also has kind of taken on its own thing as well. Yeah. So look, $200 million newsroom in New Jersey. So
expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's keep it moving. So look, so it actually says that it was launched in 1996. Yeah, so until 2007, and then relaunched. It looks like a year later. So let's go ahead and do. Let's do it, dude. Fox, the youngest one, and also coincidentally. It is the only one that takes a hard right-wing stance.
Oh, yeah. But it's also the only one that's just owned by itself.
Yep. So in February 1996, former NBC executive, Republican political strategist Roger Ailes left America's talking show, now MSNBC, and Rupert Murdoch called him to start Fox News Channel, which... Like, I want to be clear, whenever, again, no political, like, there's as much scandal that's, in Fox. I want to say, like, one of the founders or owners or CEOs or something it also faces some kind of rape allegations or something like that. And so none of that, Fox isn't, like, this perfect network, but it is the only right-wing one, and it's the only option that if you're a Republican and prefer strictly right-wing content, it's the only one. You have some that kind of find themselves in the center, but yeah. So it started in 1996.
That's the only thing on network.
Yep, and it's the only one that's owned
by itself.
And then I would argue that the other big right-wing news network would be our good friend.
But that's not on network, though.
Yeah, but it's its own. I mean, it's its own network. Oh
yeah. But you know what I mean. Like, it's not.
Yeah. Infowars. From Alex Jones, www.bandvideo.com, is he runs a few different internet shows and stuff out of there. He's been basically canceled.
Everything.
Yeah, and
I like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay.
Yeah. So he runs like the War Room with Owen Sroyer and a few other things. I think his son is actually within his network, and then you have we're looking at it yesterday. Caitlin Bennett, the gun girl. She is also an Infowars person
who, like, I don't necessarily not even necessarily. I don't like her.
Yeah.
She's so aggressive, but also, I was talking about it. It's like all these videos of people like a dude playing a drum to drown her out so that she couldn't talk. Dude, what are we doing? Are we 5 again? We're like plugging our ears, doing la la la. Like,
dude, how
I don't
cool was
care
the
how
video of
much you
her
don't-
her dressing up in the Indian costume? So she dressed up in a Native American costume.
and what's the guy that works with her?
I don't know the guy's name, but he's an African American guy, black guy
He's a
that is
black
dressed
guy,
up in whiteface
whiteface.
as a cowboy, and
My goodness,
she's going
dude, I
around
can't
telling
even
everybody
with
that she's dressed as Elizabeth Warren for
But she's wearing
Halloween.
like a Pocahontas, like spirit Halloween
Yeah.
costume.
It was
Dude.
interesting, dude. And
It
everybody's like,
was. Everyone was like,
that's offensive, and she's like, yeah, but why? And they're like, yeah, but Elizabeth Warren got into college by saying that.
they're like, that's offensive because it's not your culture. And she's like, I'm dressed up as Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a white lady. That's my culture, right?
Like,
Yeah. So,
dude, I mean, this is the frustrating thing. It's like she's not wrong, but also it's painful to watch because it's like, dude, this is so aggressive.
yeah, it is really.
Like, you're
Like-
picking a fight.
Yeah.
She's right, but she's also picking a fight.
It's good. What's really,
I don't know, dude.
what's really, she's so intrusive that it wouldn't surprise me if she got shot one day.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? By
Someone who was
by
like,
someone who has like concealed carry
Yeah.
and all this stuff.
look, here's my thing. You don't have to like someone, but dude, we're talking, bro. She's out on college campuses. Y'all are supposed to be adults.
Yeah.
All right, y'all grown. All right, what are you doing out here chanting at her?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
It's
Dude,
it's crazy.
I don't care if she's the worst. Okay, bro, grow up.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Like, seriously, what, dude? Playing a drum, dude. I swear, if anyone comes at me playing a drum, I'm punching them in the face. I don't care, dude. I'll go to jail. Do not come at me with a drum, bro. All right, that's some BS right there. I'm not doing it.
Well, yeah. I just thought that today would be a good day to
Dude, I'm
talk about the media.
gonna sit them down over my knee and give them a whooping.
Yeah.
Because they might as well just be a child, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it, man. I want to talk about the media today and why you should be paying attention to what you're consuming, because it does matter what you're consuming, but for the most part, what they're putting in front of your face right now doesn't.
I mean,
And don't forget about the stuff that we've seen this year, like I was talking about earlier. Here's some more situations if you want. Here's ABC showing a firing range in
what was it?
like
What-
Virginia.
No, it was like, what was it, Tennessee or something?
Doesn't matter where it was, but they're showing a firing range, pretending like this is what's going on in Syria right
And
now.
there's like a bunch of dudes with their phones,
Yeah, a bunch of guys with their phones. Everybody's like
this, just like this.
yeah, just like that. And then what was the other one that I was going to talk about, dude?
You know,
There was another one. Hang on. What was the other one? So there was that. And then, also remember that they squashed the Epstein story for 3 years. For 3 years. 3 years before the trial was even opened again.
dude,
Squashed it. We're not doing that.
bro.
We're not doing that. We're owned by, who are they owned by again? ABC? Let's go to it.
I can't read. There it is. They're owned by Disney.
The ghost of Walt Disney said we can't do it.
Freaking
The ghost of Walt Disney and Werner von Braun showed up and told me that we can't talk about Epstein.
yeah, we're not covering that.
Yeah, dude, we're not going to do it. You know,
Dude.
don't talk about Jeffrey Epstein, because it's just not. But what we're going to do, we're going to,
Bro.
we're going to hire Nazis and work with NASA, and, they're going to get us to the moon.
You know that? You know when we got to the moon for some reason?
What?
We just got there.
Yeah.
What were we doing?
Mm.
Imagine, dude. Bro, imagine that. All right, because think about it. We're going somewhere where we've never been, right? That's like the basic concept. Like the idea is we want to be the first ones there. Yeah. Imagine some boyos getting on a boat saying, you see that? See that over there? We're going to it. And then it's like, what for? Don't know. When are you coming back? Right after we get there.
There's something that makes it way crazier, dude, because they didn't go, look at that over there, we're going to go to that. They go, nothing's there, we're going to go that way. At least the moon, you can see it.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but I'm saying even with people coming to America, it's like they had a reason. But it's like, oh, the moon, we're going. What for? Wanna.
It basically was us coming over here. I mean, legitimately was basically the Mars, like our colonization of Mars. Like now, there's supposed to be something that, like, if we do this thing right, we can live there.
Yeah.
You know, if we can get there, but we probably the first few thousand people that go there, like, if you want to come back, you're probably not going to be able to.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing basically. Dude. Like, you could just look up there and be like, one of those little lights is Jimmy. Where I'm going.
Oh,
you know, like up in the space.
Dude, I'll tell you. We came over here, and then we had my favorite town, Roanoke. Yeah, as you know, and disappeared. Yeah, and so now that's what we're doing. We're going to freaking Mars. Gonna have a place disappear. Everyone's gonna forget that it happened, and then it's just gonna be a place again.
Dude.
Well, dude, what if we go there and we find them there? What if they opened like a portal?
The Croatoan. Dude,
we find Roanoke, and they're like, but they're not advanced. Yeah. They're like still just the same.
I saw this today too. I thought that you would maybe find this kind of funny. So, one of these Twitter accounts that I follow is called Angel Demon TV, and they post actually a lot of like really freaky stuff, like with the coronavirus thing. They had footage of in an elevator, like two people that had been diagnosed with it that they let leave, and
that they were doing
they were like spitting all over the elevator buttons. But so they posted this apparently it's some device in a dam that we have somewhere, but
it did a portal.
That's what it looks like, dude. They were like, the latest results of CERN's,
dude,
whatever.
I swear CERN needs to frick off.
So this is actually kind of drain that we have.
Can I hit play?
Yeah, this is real. This is actually a drain that we have built in some dam somewhere. So type in
I don't like that.
Be very careful whenever you type this, okay?
Well, hold on. This is nightmare fuel. Yeah. Could you imagine being in that?
Yeah. So type this.
It also looks like it's going backwards.
I'm going to show you this thing.
Because it is. Because they looped it. That's what it is. It is going backwards.
Yeah. So
because it goes down.
Well, but that's because they can't show what, like, the other side of it, and then because then it would just show that it's just a dam.
And then it starts going. It's going down, and then backwards. Okay.
So type this in very carefully
into your laptop.
Yes. You ready?
No. Now I am.
Type in glory hole. This is what it's called. This is why I'm serious. Okay, spillway. There we go. Second one.
This one?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Promise.
We're going to cut to the wide angle just to make sure that we're sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 100%.
Okay, we're good.
There it is. So, if they don't loop it and they show you just a regular thing, you can obviously tell that it's just part of a dam. You get what I'm saying? Right there, yeah. But it's just a drain that was built. Isn't that weird, though? That's
so
freaking
big, though. Why is it like the worst?
It's nightmare fuel, nonetheless.
Now, here's the thing. Now, if some dude was like, "Did you know you could jump in this and come out the other side?"
Yeah.
And then he did it, and he came out the other side,
You would do it.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be terrified. I'd pee the whole way across, but I'd do it.
But if you're like a mafia guy and you're gonna kill somebody and throw them like over the thing,
yeah.
this is where I'm going, dude. I don't like just
There's a
because
road
it's
right
like,
next to it. There's
yeah,
a road
dude,
right there.
Yeah, but
You just
yeah, but if you want to like terrify somebody really and make it like the full experience for them, this is the way to do it.
or like if you're gonna do the thing where it's like I'm not really gonna kill him, but I want them to think I'm gonna kill him,
No,
so
dude, I
that they
would be
respect
like,
me.
I would like bring him out there and be like,
Hang him over the edges, like you wanna go for a swim.
like there's a monster that lives in there and he drinks water real fast.
Dude.
So yeah, I guess that's it for today's episode. Thank y'all for listening to us.
Yes.
You can follow me on social media, on Twitter particularly. I am at TBAT Quinn.
Mine is at TBAT Skynrick. That's TBAT SKINERICK. There's also an official TikTok for Skinny Rick.
Yep.
There's also an unofficial TikTok for Skinny Rick.
Yep.
So you can find those as well.
Bill Ricks, dude. Do you know who Bill Hicks is?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I'll show
not
him.
like
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, you actually kind of look like him some. That's why. And he had a mullet. So.
Well, that's good.
Chef Boy RD. Shout out to Chef Boy RD. If you want to sponsor the cast,
Sponsor the cast.
we're making custom.
We'll advertise some of that ravioli.
Yeah, send
ravioli.
us
Give me the
a
formioli. You know?
send us a 6-piece can of spaghetti and meatballs or something.
Do they make spaghetti?
we'll eat 'em on the
SpaghettiOs
show.
is its own thing, right?
Yeah, SpaghettiOs is its own thing.
Yeah,
they
that's
make
right.
look Chef Boy RD. Whenever I was a kid, dude, their spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, it's
I used to
good.
love it,
Well,
bro.
their ravioli.
Put about
Is-
37 pounds of salt on it.
Jeez, their ravioli is just fire.
Yeah,
That's what I eat.
I
got a case at the house right now.
like their man. What is that crap called, dude?
I'll be eating that in the apocalypse for sure.
It's basically like macaroni.
I'll tell you right now, Chef Boyardee, because we already know everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
You might as well run with it.
Yeah.
Advertise for the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to have some yum yums?
Yeah.
When the zombies are on their way?
Yeah.
Chef Boyardee.
Yum yums. Hey,
Dude.
send me
Dude.
some freaking Chef Boyardee. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically macaroni style noodles, but
Mhm,
with like
mhm. I know what you're talking
meatballs
about.
and spaghetti. I can't remember what it's called. Send me some of that. So I threw one for him. I'm gonna bleep that out because we're coming from a disclosed location.
We're coming from a disclosed
So-
location. We are underground underneath Area 51. We've got the aliens right here. Never
So-
mind, that's just Dylan.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. Be sure and like, subscribe, share.
Comment,
Stop
You
paying
know.
attention to the news.
maybe.
Write in again.
Hit me up. Tweet at me with some weird fan art.
Again. Vote in the November elections. Write in whoever you want.
These nuts.
Jeffrey Epstein. Write in
Dude, I mean, honestly.
Glenn Maxwell. Buzz Aldrin.
What if we.
Tim Dillon.
Dude, Tim Dillon. No.
I'm writing.
There's no
I'm
way.
writing in Tim Dillon, dude.
I want to vote because I do vote this year.
You do. For
I
the
do.
first time, dude.
So weird. So weird to think about the fact that, y'all may not know this, but I am actually the youngest person alive.
Yeah. He is.
So see, I'm the youngest person alive by age, but I'm the oldest person alive by the way I feel on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's really complicated.
Yeah. Skinny Rick feels like his body's dyslexic. He feels like
Yeah.
a 71-year-old.
Yeah, my body's dyslexic. What you know about that, dude? What you know about your body being dyslexic? I really have to pee, so I'm
All right.
I'm gonna
Well,
go
let's
now.
peace out, dude. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all next time.
Feel everybody.